Ethan Thompson had given up on love. At least, that's what he told himself. It had been 2 years since his messy breakup with his high school sweetheart, Emily Wilson. They had been the golden couple of their small town, but behind closed doors, Ethan's possessiveness and Emily's need for freedom had created a toxic relationship. After the breakup, Ethan threw himself into his career as a successful event planner. He had built a reputation for being one of the best in the business, and his friends and family often sought his expertise. Ethan's best friend, Ryan Mitchell, had been by his side through thick and thin. They had grown up together, sharing a love for adventure and good humor. Ryan had always been the more outgoing of the two, while Ethan was content to observe and plan. Their friendship had been a source of comfort for both of them, especially after Ethan's breakup. Ryan had taken it upon himself to be Ethan's wingman, introducing him to new people and experiences. One fateful evening, Ryan dragged Ethan to a mutual friend's wedding. The ceremony was being held at a picturesque vineyard on the outskirts of town, and Ethan had reluctantly agreed to attend. As they sipped their wine and mingled with the other guests, Ethan spotted a stunning woman across the room. She was laughing with Ryan's friend, Mike, and her eyes sparkled as she gestured animatedly. "Who's that?" Ethan asked Ryan, nodding discreetly in the woman's direction. Ryan followed his gaze and grinned mischievously. "That, my friend, is Sophia Patel. She's a free-spirited artist who just moved to town from New York City." Ethan watched as Sophia effortlessly charmed the other guests, her infectious laughter drawing people to her like a magnet. He felt a pang of jealousy, wondering what it would be like to have someone as captivating and carefree in his life. As the night wore on, Ethan found himself drawn to Sophia's warmth and energy. They exchanged pleasantries, but it wasn't until they stumbled upon a shared love of old movies that Ethan felt a genuine connection. Sophia was captivated by his knowledge of classic films, and they spent the next hour discussing their favorite directors and stars. As the wedding drew to a close, Ethan walked Sophia out of the vineyard, feeling a sense of disappointment when the night came to an end. "I had a great time tonight," Sophia said, smiling up at him. Ethan smiled back, feeling a spark of attraction. "Me too," he replied, his voice low and sincere. As they parted ways, Ethan couldn't shake the feeling that he had stumbled upon something special. He and Sophia exchanged numbers, and Ethan found himself looking forward to their next encounter. Over the next few weeks, Ethan and Sophia met for coffee, went on long walks, and explored the town's hidden gems. With each passing day, Ethan felt himself opening up to Sophia in ways he never had with anyone before. He was drawn to her quirky sense of humor, her passion for art, and her unwavering optimism. But as their relationship deepened, Ethan couldn't help but wonder if Sophia was just another distraction from his past. He had thought he was over Emily, but the more time he spent with Sophia, the more he realized that his feelings for her were far from over. One evening, as they sat on a bench watching the sunset, Ethan confronted his doubts. "Sophia, can I ask you something?" he said, his voice hesitant. "Of course," she replied, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. "Do you believe in love at first sight?" Ethan asked, his heart pounding in his chest. Sophia's smile faltered for a moment before she replied, "I believe in love at first connection, and I think we might be experiencing that right now." Ethan's heart skipped a beat as he realized that Sophia felt the same way. But just as things were starting to look up, Ethan's past came back to haunt him. Ryan, his best friend and confidant, dropped a bombshell that would change everything. "Ethan, I need to tell you something," Ryan said, his voice low and serious. "What is it?" Ethan asked, feeling a sense of trepidation. "It's about Emily," Ryan replied, his eyes locked on Ethan's. "She's back in town, and she wants to see you." Ethan felt like he had been punched in the gut. Emily, his high school sweetheart, was back in town? What did she want now? As Ethan struggled to process this news, Sophia took his hand, her eyes filled with understanding. "We'll face whatever comes next together," she said, her voice firm and reassuring. Ethan knew that he had found his soulmate in Sophia. But as they stood there, hand in hand, Ethan couldn't shake the feeling that their love was about to be put to the test. To be continued. Will Ethan and Sophia overcome the obstacles in their path? Will Emily's return threaten to destroy their budding relationship? Find out in the next installment of Ethan Thompson's love story.